All right, Cowboy fans, pistols up, pistols firing. Here's our man, Robert Allen. He's, of course, been the sideline reporter forever. Stillwater for Oklahoma State. And, of course, the Triple Play Sports and a bunch of other things going on. The best website. He is the inside man for Cowboy football. So, all right,
yeah, if they want to go to 247 Sports to go Pokes,
that's it.
Bring it on.
Come on, guys.
We're working double time there right now. So.
All right, now for the inside information, the starting quarterback, the Oklahoma State Cowboys is?
You got a coin? And I'm serious. I mean,
sure.
You know, people all the time, Chris, will say you're full of it because you get to go to practice, and we do. We get to go to practice some. You have to know who the quarterback is. I apologized to Drew Brown before fall camp started because I never gave the kid, this is the grad transfer from Hawaii,
right.
I never gave him credit. I've been saying all along it would be Spencer Sanders, the hot shot from Texas, who's very, very talented.
True freshman?
Yeah. Well, he's a redshirt freshman.
Right,
he sat out last year.
Yeah, that's right.
But I apologized to Drew Brown. I said, you've done everything you could possibly do to put yourself in this. This summer, Rob Glass told me he went to every voluntary workout. He took the linemen out for hamburgers. He did all those things. Now you say, well, that doesn't get you the starting quarterback job. No, it does get you the allegiance of your teammates. Right. Not that Spencer doesn't have it, but Drew Brown's put himself in a good spot. Is he as talented as Spencer? Maybe not, but he has those 2 years of Division I experience.
Yep.
And Mike Gundy and the staff are pretty certain that when the lights come on, it's not going to phase Drew Brown. They don't know. Even though Spencer's tremendously talented, until that happens, you don't know how a young guy's going to react. Now, I think it'll be positive. Honestly, I think we'll see both guys early in the season.
Well, I was going to say it's going to be a dual quarterback tandem.
I don't think it'll go on all year, and I'm not sure anybody wants that.
No.
But I do think that you'll see it the first couple of games. Personally, and I'm not the coach, and that's above my pay grade. I'm just a sideline reporter. But I think by the time the Cowboys come over here to Tulsa, week 3, you really need to know who your guy is because the next week you're in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, right.
Now, Coach Gundy's had success, though, with the 2-quarterback system.
They went 10-0 using 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Now, the difference is with J.W. Walsh, who was kind of the runner, and Mason Rudolph, who was a pro-style drop-back guy, you had 2 guys that are very different. Drew is more of a game manager, but he is athletic. He can run a little bit. Yeah. Spencer is a guy that, hey, now when he tucks the ball and scrambles, it's the real deal.
Wow, yeah.
And he's got an arm. His arm reminds me a lot of Zach Robinson.
Okay, yeah.
And Zach could sling it pretty good.
Good, yeah.
Well, let's talk about golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
OSU has got to have a lot of exposure with that golf.
No, you're exactly right. And now you've got a guy that's playing on the second level tour that's kicking tail. And he would have had his tour card if he hadn't been ill.
Yeah.
Now he's going to get his tour card. Wolf got his by winning a tournament. And let me tell you, I don't think Victor Hovland's going to melt at tour school.
No.
I mean, and that's if he doesn't win something between now and then.
Right.
So, yeah, and you know what you've got? One of the more popular athletes in Oklahoma State history is Ricky Fowler.
Yes,
I mean, people just love, he's like a Pied Piper type guy.
Orange on Sundays, huh?
You know,
that's great.
And now there are a lot of people that I know were Ricky Fowler devout followers that are going around saying, Ricky may be the 3rd best player on the PGA Tour because they're so excited about Matthew Wolff and Victor Hovland.
And the two combined have already won, over $2 million on tour in 4 or 5 events?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Unbelievable.
And you know what? Victor Hovland is still living with friends in an apartment, sharing it in Stillwater. So he's saving a lot of money. Yeah. Now, here's what I don't know, and I'm not smart enough to know how it works in the golf world. I know what football players and baseball players and basketball players pay their agents, but I wonder how it works in golf. I mean, how much of that check after the tournament goes to the agent? I know that agent gets that big chunk of the endorsement money, but I want to be a golf agent.
Well, no kidding.
We all should be golf agents.
Absolutely.
Another very hot item over at Stillwater is the construction. How's it going for the new incredible baseball stadium?
Starting to pick up, Chris. I mean, they are starting to put the field in now, which I think Josh Holliday, Cowboy baseball coach, Would have liked to have seen that field going in sometime back in the spring.
Yeah.
But because of the wicked weather we had this winter and all the rain we had this spring, they're behind on it. So they're working on that right now. It was at one time, I understand, 90 days behind schedule. Now they've kind of cut that in half.
Oh, good.
And if they can keep going, and I'm telling you, if you go over there at midnight, the lights are on and they're working.
Yeah, that's
It's
great.
24/7 now.
That's great.
So the goal is to be there for the opening game, or
That's the goal, but I mean, they're not, put it this way. If you go by Alley Reynolds, they're still taking good care of it. It may get a little, the old girl may get a little more use, and maybe you get Gary Ward out to throw another first pitch.
Oh my goodness!
Before you say goodbye to it.
Right.
And we can't let you go also talk about some Cowboy basketball. One of our favorite guys, Coach Boynton, came
Mike
out one of the
Boynton,
first
I know
a
he did.
super guy, and he made such a great impression over here, and a lot of excitement about this team.
You know, Zach Lancaster is a young man I work with. He works with me on Go Pokes.
Yeah.
And Zach does a lot of the basketball. I probably do a lion's share of the football, but we each cross over. And John Helsley works for us, and we've got a student. But I told Zach this while I was driving over. We had a conversation. I said, imagine if you had told somebody the day that Mike Holder hired Mike Boynton that roughly 3 years from 2.5 years from now, from that day, because a lot of people are like, who is Mike Boynton? That this guy would have first had a tremendous first season where he really got jilted by the NCAA by not being in the tournament.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, did anybody beat Kansas like Oklahoma State did that year, like a drum?
Yeah, right.
Second year, with all the trouble, he still has 4 scholarship players and a bunch of walk-ons and plays dynamic down the stretch.
You bet.
And now, look at what the guy's doing recruiting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
So if you had said back then on that day when people were skeptics what Mike Boynton would have accomplished at this point, I think people would be, oh, yeah, sign me up. I want this guy.
I tell you, he outworks people.
Yeah.
He does.
There's no question about that. You know, we have the Tournament of Champions every year over Christmas. And I'll never forget that he and Scott and one other assistant.
Wonder why they were there.
Yeah, they had a game like at 2 o'clock, and they were back in Tulsa.
Yes.
You know, they were there for the morning session, went to the game, came back, and were there for the evening session.
I know.
That work ethic is what it takes in recruiting.
And they've got 2 young men that played in that tournament,
Yes.
a bunch.
Yep.
Part of the TPS guys.
And you know what?
Yep.
Here's the fun thing. I mean, I've been over here a lot to watch the 2 Boones play.
Right.
I've had a chance to sit down with them off the court and just talk to them about life. You could not find 2 twins with more different personalities.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, one could be in the military. He's so strict with himself and tight on. And the other one, I think, isn't this the anniversary of Woodstock?
Yeah, exactly.
He'd have been a good Woodstock participant.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
Well, we got to finish back up with football.
Yeah.
It all kicks off August 30th for the Cowboys. A long
I'm
road
anxious.
trip.
You ever been to
Oregon State.
Corvallis?
I have not.
I have.
Have
Very
you?
interesting, you bet.
How do you
Very
get
interesting
there?
place.
You go to Eugene, believe it or
Yeah,
not. You fly into Eugene and you drive
Drive
over
up
to
to
Corvallis.
Corvallis, yeah.
In fact, I'm going to be there a day early. So that day, I'm going to go on the campus at Oregon and look at some of the old Animal House buildings.
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Because I'm an Animal House guy.
we
you
all
know,
are.
that
Are
year,
you kidding me?
But
That's right.
but no, I'm looking forward to it, and it is unique. Pac-12 football is unique, guys.
It is unique,
Yeah.
It's
For
more like
sure.
a county
I know it.
fair.
We have the covered grandstands because of all the rain.
do.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
the locker
brilliant.
room for the visitors is across the street.
Yeah.
And then you Cowboys come to Tulsa for the 3rd week of the season. And what's great about it is also start of a nice series, finally, Turnpike series between these 2 schools. Just makes sense, Robert.
That, and I want to get to the point where we get that Oklahoma State-Arkansas thing going.
Oh, yes,
And
yeah.
I mean, if OSU is playing Tulsa and Arkansas
Oh,
for 2 of their
man.
non-cons every year,
Yeah.
that makes all the sense in the world. Now, I'm looking at the clock. I know we got the difference in this Oklahoma State football team this year, guys,
Right.
is going to be the running game. Chuba Hubbard, LD
great
Brown,
back,
those
yeah.
running backs. And now you've got that offensive line. Charlie Dickey's doing a terrific job with it. It's been a while since OSU could run the football whenever they wanted.
And they always were the
They're
leaders.
getting
They were
back to
standards
that.
before.
That'll be a
Yeah,
difference.
Mike
You
Gundy.
bet.
Mike Gundy's a quarterback, but he loves to run the football. And I think they're going to be able to do it well this year.
We have something for you here, Robert.
Robert, enjoy
Yes,
yourself
sir.
right here again at Bricktown.
I love this place.
Best
Absolutely.
of the family, best of the
Oh,
Cowboys.
no.
And remember, Coach
Robert,
Gundy.
good to see you, man.
Coach Gundy's always welcome here.